So students, I have displayed one applet in front of you. I mean the screen, output screen of applet program. Looking at the screen, I mean this interface, can you just tell me what must be the working of it and which are these controls? Which all controls are used in this applet program? Yes, Kala? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, who is this now? Shraddha or Sweetie?
Ma'am, three buttons and a label is used. Whenever we click on a button, it says you pressed yes. Like if we click on no, it will say you pressed no.
Okay. So here we have three buttons and down we have one label. The moment we click on the button, yeah, as rightly said by Manisha, I hope. So the whichever button user has pressed, the label displays it. You pressed whichever button. It is going to take the caption or the uh, text which is displayed on the button. Fine. In case you press any other button, it will display its label here. So can you just imagine what method? Okay, which event we are working here with? Which is the source? Okay, let us go from the beginning. Which is the event here?
Button click.
Button click, yes. Now, can you tell me technically that button click event is called what? I mean, as we are studying now event classes.
Action event.
Action event, very good. So we are generating button click action event, which is the source of the event.
Buttons.
Buttons are the sources. Now, whenever action event has to be responded or executed, whenever user clicks on a button, action event should be, I mean that event handler should be executed. So what is the need? What the programmer, the program, applet program should inherit something. What is that?
Action listener.
Very good. It should implement action listener. Why? Because action listener is the interface. Fine. So when it implements the action listener, one more requirement. So action listener is implemented. Then second requirement is what? Method.
Action performed.
Yeah, method is there. Very good. But before that, what the sources should, how the sources will connect to listener?
Should get registered.
Yeah. How will they get registered?
Add action listener.
Very good. Add action listener. So that will be used. Add action listener and they will get registered. Only when the registration is done, when the action will be performed, the source will inform the listener and listener will handle the event. Okay, now which method we have to use to respond to the event?
Action performed.
Action performed. Okay, now my question to you is, there are three buttons here. All the buttons are going to generate the same event, that is action event. Fine. So in case of action event, what code you will write so that this kind of output is got? You pressed yes, you pressed no, you pressed undecided. What logic you will follow? If it would be single button, you would have directly taken the text, fine, and you would have directly just said you press this, but there are three buttons. So when there are three buttons, there are three branches. So branching means which condition occurred here? If statement, if else, right? Okay, what is that condition that you will try to match to know which button is clicked? You have already learned methods. We have learned everything about action event, right? Anyone remembers? Okay, I will just display.
Get
the code.
input text, ma'am.
Yes,
Get action command.
very good. Who is this?
Ma'am, Samruddhi.
Samruddhi, how do you know?
Ma'am, it takes the action from the object.
Yeah, but I have not shared the notes. So do you make yourself notes or you note down certain things there?
I have noted down it, ma'am.
Very good, very good. This is how you should study. So get action command is the method which gives you the label of the button which is clicked. Fine. Like now, let me take you back to that program. Yeah. So by using get action command, it will return a string. That get action command method will return a string. That string indicates the label of the button, whichever is clicked. So let me show you a program here. Okay. Although this program is not there in your syllabus, I want to make a base for your programs, fine, which are going to be covered in future. Fine. So first of all, because you are using window components, you have to import which package? All text field buttons or label. Yeah, AWT package. And because you're responding to the event, which package has to be imported?
AWT.event.
Yeah. Why? Because just now we saw that all our event classes are defined in this package, java.awt.event package. And hence we are trying to import all the classes which are defined in that. Actually, we could have imported only action event class here. Instead of star, we could write action event also. But then we have this becomes simple when we write asterisk, may it be any event. We need not remember exactly which event class. But of course, you should know what you're doing in the program. Then because this program should have container, either it should be applet or frame, isn't it? So because we are using applet, so we have to also import applet package. Then this HTML code, I will not explain now. You already know about it. What is our class name?
Button demo.
Button demo, it extends applet because every applet program must extend the original applet class. Okay. Then implements action listener, we have to do that. Otherwise, our program will be just static. It will not be able to respond to the events. Fine. So implements action listener, whichever listener we are using, whichever event we are using, there is a listener associated with that event. So we are implementing action listener. Then in that first, we'll finish with the design part. We have taken one string message variable and we have initialized it to blank. We have taken three buttons. We have just created a reference. We have not yet initialized those buttons. The names of the buttons also we have used yes, no, and maybe. Fine. So here, let's see. In the init method, I need not explain you what is init and all because we already learned applet in the last semester, right? So in the init, all the initialization happens. So we are initializing these buttons. When I say, okay, yes is a button. So I just initialize it with new button and the label I'm going to use there is yes, but why is uppercase here? Similarly, no is the name of the button. but the label I want to place on the button is N in uppercase. So I am creating that object completely here. Similarly, third button name is maybe, but what label I have displayed there? Undecided. Don't get confused between label and this one, actual label controller. Okay, let me call it as the text what we have displayed, or the caption. We'll call it as caption or text. So the caption of this third button is undecided. The caption is undecided, but its name is maybe. Is it clear to you? No confusion? Yes, raise your hands.
Yes.
No confusion.
Okay, fine. Now, after we have initialized, we need to place them on the applet. It is something like we might have created some, suppose you have prepared a dish and you want to decorate it. And for decoration, you have prepared some kind of tomato slices or maybe whatever, olives or something. Just by preparing and keeping them ready will not bring them on the plate, right? You have to keep them on the plate. So similarly, 3 buttons we have prepared here, but those buttons have to be placed on the applet. So for placing, we use the method add. Fine. We say add and then we add those button names. So we have added. After adding, we are registering each of these buttons with the listener. Which listener we are using? Add action listener. And add action listener. In the bracket, we have to actually provide a reference of the source. Now, which is going to be the source here? I mean, where is going to be the event generated? In this class itself, in the applet, that class itself. So we give the reference of the invoking object, that is this. Later on, we are going to deal with this particular part. Right now, we don't want to complicate, because our intention is to just make you understand how that action performed method will be written and all. So this registration is over here and init method gets closed. Then we start with our action performed method. Fine. Action performed method always takes a parameter of the relevant event, which is the event we are dealing with, action event. Fine. So we are creating a reference of it, action event AE. And then inside that, we are going to handle, this is the important code, what we are going to do. Now, first of all, we will try to fetch which button was clicked. How will we fetch which button was clicked? Using the method get action command. Now, get action command method belongs to the action event class. Just now we have studied. Just now in the sense, in last few classes, we are studying event classes, right? And these all methods belong to event classes. So these methods can be called, since they are non-static methods, they have to be called by the reference or the object of that class. So here we have created a reference of that class, action event class, and using that reference or the object, we are calling this method get action command. So this get action command method will actually give me the text of the button which is getting clicked at that particular moment. So whichever button is clicked, its text or caption will get stored in str. Now we are going to check in the if statement if that str equals whichever label. So we are going to confirm. We know that there are 3 labels. So I will try to match it with first label. Whether if it is yes, I store. I have taken another string variable here in the program itself. We had taken one string variable called as MSG. Now that MSG variable I initialize with you pressed yes. Then else if, similarly I check whether it that str is equal to no. I initialize message, accordingly you press no, else you pressed undecided. Once I have initialized that MSG, I just call repaint method. Now repaint in the sense, accordingly that dynamically how the user will respond to the event, accordingly that MSG will be initialized. Then I'm using paint method. I'm using paint method because directly I'm going to display on the applet screen. So whenever I want to write anything on the applet screen, I make use of the method paint. And then paint method, and then I use drawstring method. Okay, I don't have to explain about this because I have already done it in the last semester. Fine, what is that graphics, what is G, we have already seen. So there is a method of the graphics class called as drawstring, which displays a text on the screen, a message on the screen. So drawstring I'm using, it has 3 parameters. One is the message to be displayed. Second is, what is the second part? Second and third part.
X and Y value.
X and Y.
X-axis Y.
Yes, X value and Y. So from the left side, I have taken 6 points, and then from top, I have taken 100 points, and from there, I am displaying this message. So you can see in the applet output, see from the left, it is 6, and from top, it is 100, right? Yes. So this is how our program works. Now, with this program, let me go ahead with the next class. Then I'm going to switch back to one more program here, just to show you the difference. Now, which window component we are going to work with?
Check boxes.
Checkboxes. Fine. We have worked with button and labels so far. Now, let us see how to work with checkbox. So how does this checkbox look? That I will just display here. Yesterday, I have even shown you the video, but this is this program we are going to see. Can you imagine which program, what this program is going to do by looking at the output screen? How many checkboxes are there?
4.
4. Each of the checkbox is associated with some caption. Fine. What those captions are representing?
True and false.
Operating system.
Operating systems. Okay, and down we have label, and we are displaying it may be 1 label or it may be 4 labels. Once we look at the program, we can understand. Fine. So current state of each of the checkbox. Windows XP, false. What does that false indicate here?
Unchecked.
Yeah, that the checkbox is unchecked. Windows 7 is true because it is checked. Similarly, Solaris is false, and Mac OS is false. So depending on the status of those checkboxes, whether it is checked or unchecked, I'm going to take the status, Boolean values, whether true or false. So this is our program. Now, let us see how this program can be written. Which are the associated events, or which is the listener, associated listener, etc. Fine. Actually, theoretically, whatever we are studying in this chapter called as event handling, we are learning all the classes in sequence, and then we'll come across the listeners. Fine. Listeners are the interfaces. So later, after we finish all these event classes, we are going to come across the listeners, and then one by one, we'll cover the listener. But if you study like this, then you will not be able to make the connection, right? So as we made the connection between, or we try to understand the connection between action listener and action event class. See, listener is an interface and action event is a class. We with this program, I try to demonstrate you the relationship between these two. Clear? And parallelly, I have even explained you delegation event model in practical, how that registration takes place and what do you mean by, how do you respond to the events, etc. So I tried to explain. Now let us go ahead with the next class, and then we'll try to cover. So which is this class?
Item event class.
Item event class. Fine. So this item event class, yesterday in the video, if you have paid attention or if you have concentrated, you will understand it. But anyway, let me repeat theoretically. The item event is generated when a checkbox or a list item is clicked, or when a checkable menu item is selected or deselected. So in the video, we have already seen how a checkbox can be checked or a list item is clicked. So whenever there is a list item, so here you know that there is a list item. So I have clicked on the font sizes list box here. Fine. Actually, it's not a list box, it's a combo box. What is the difference between combo box and list box, that we'll study later, but it is similar to list box. So whenever a checkbox or a list item is clicked, remember list item clicking and list item double clicking, again, these are two different things. So you have to remember. Or when a checkable menu item is selected or deselected. I've already shown you checkable menu item. In the view, we have this ruler, markup. These are checkable menus. I can check or uncheck. Fine. So yeah, so item event is generated in all these instances. There are two types of item events which are identified by the following constants. See, this item event gets generated in both the situations. When the checkbox is selected, and second time it again gets generated when it is deselected. So on and off button. So when you on the switch, some action takes place. When you off the switch, again some action takes place. So always every checkbox is associated with two states. One is selected and deselected, right?
maybe.
Yes. Any doubt?
डैड का फोन ले आना इधर नेटवर्क ऐसे दिख रहा है
Now, we have constructor, how to create. Actually, this constructor will not be of much use because we will be just creating a reference of it. We have seen in the previous program also. Item event AE. We can give any name. Sorry, action event AE. For item event, we normally give the name as IE. We take the initials I and E. Item ka I and event ka E. So we just create a reference of it. We don't use this entire constructor, but just because it is given in a textbook, let us understand. Complete creation of the item event object can be taken or can be done by using these four parameters. One is source, second is the type, then object entry and int state. So SRC refers to the source component that generated, type refers to the event specified by type, whether it is selected or deselected. Then entry specified. Yeah, this we'll see later. Actually, it's optional. If it is unnecessary, I'll just remove it from the notes also later. State, the current state of the item. Okay, so as I told you, this constructor is not much important, but we'll concentrate on the methods. So which is the first method? Get item. Get item method gives you the reference to the item that generated the event. So again, it is going to give you the source which generated this item event. Second, get state change. This is important. Get state change method. As you have get item selected method, which gave you the name of the button that was clicked. Similarly, here get state change method is important because it gives us what was the change occurred, whether the checkbox is selected or whether it is deselected right now. Because see, that event is common for both the situations, selected or deselected. But as a programmer, because you're going to do two different actions when the button is checked and when the button is unchecked. So you should know exact value whether it is checked or unchecked. You will be able to get that value using this method called as get state change. Fine. So this was all about item event. When you have seen this now, when you have studied get state change. Okay. Now, as I told you in this particular chapter, there is no relation between the item event class and the listener is discussed. But let me tell you right now, item event class is always associated, or item event is always associated with the listener called as item listener. Which listener? Item listener. Fortunately, the names of these event classes and listener interfaces are similar. so that it becomes easy for you to remember. Action event, action listener. Similarly, item event, you have item listener. Remember that. So now, can you tell me what will be the first line in this program? What will be the first? Okay. Which are the import statements?
AWT dot event applet.
AWT.event and applet. Very, very good. Okay, these three you have to import. Now, class name can be checkbox demo. Fine, public class checkbox demo. Then it should extend applet because it is applet program again. See, we need some container, either applet or frame. So when you're using applet, we must extend the applet class. So extends applet. Implements what?
Item listener.
Item listener.
Item listener. Very good. Implements item listener. And then the designing part comes. Fine, designing part is similar. So let's see the program. Particularly the left side pane also I've kept it open so that you understand. See, this is something extra which I'm teaching you people, even though it is not there in a syllabus right now directly. Fine, all these programs are not there for your practicals but I'm teaching you out of my own interest. Fine. So just to, now this will be a direction I'll be showing you and you people will continue with the self-study. So to make you understand which chapter I'm referring to, I have kept this left side pane open. See, I'm referring to complete reference book, Java complete reference. Ebook is easily downloadable. I'm sure most of you might have it for the last semester only. Fine. If not, you can download it very easily. Fine. Otherwise, I had already that downloaded PDF I would have given you. But anyways, it doesn't consume much data. So you download and then I'm going to this chapter number 24. Which chapter I'm referring to? Chapter 24. Let me show you the chapter title. Yes. Can you see left side? What is the chapter name? Introducing the AWT.
Yes,
Actually, we are studying chapter 23, event handling. But before that, okay, we need to be aware with AWT. So introducing the AWT. Fine. Working with Windows graphics and text. AWT classes. And in that, I have gone to directly down. Which part? Yes. Just a minute. I'm sorry, it was not chapter 24. I'm referring to chapter number 25. In this 25, we have all these buttons and all. Fine. I mean, we have programs to demonstrate each of the window component. So we one by one, see, there is a program to demonstrate label control. There is a program to demonstrate buttons. Then there is a program to demonstrate even buttons array, which I have skipped to avoid the complication right now. Then the program to deal with checkbox. Fine. So how the checkbox can be created, that is given here. Actually, it is not there in your syllabus, but you need to do the self-study here. So how there are various ways why someone is keeping the mic on. Anyway, so these are various constructors by which checkbox can be created. You can create a blank checkbox. You can create a checkbox with associated with caption. You can create a checkbox by giving it an initial state called as on. So you can create a check to checkbox initially only at the time of design. Then there is something called a checkbox group. We'll come across that later. But right now, this is how you create a checkbox. And then handling checkbox event. So which listener we are implementing? So we'll quickly try to finish this program. Which listener we have implemented?
Item listener.
Item listener. We have created checkboxes. see, we have taken again a string message blank. We have just created buttons, sorry, checkboxes, and we have named them like this only. You could have named them as C1, C2, C3, C4 also, but they, I mean, in the textbook, the names are used as per the caption. Fine, Windows XP. Only thing, captions are given in full form, and here the short forms are used for the names. Remember, names cannot have spaces. Names are like variable names. You can't use space and all there. You have to, and they should be not very big, not very small. Fine. They should be small, but not to the extent that only you give one alphabet like W, W, W. It will be again ambiguous, right? You will not be able to understand. So it should be self-explanatory, the names. Anyways, we have created reference of the checkbox. In the init, we have initialized the checkboxes. See, here all the 3 checkboxes, all other 4 checkboxes have only the label. The first checkbox we are using with some other parameters. Right now, we'll just ignore those. Fine. So this is how we have initialized. After initialization, we have to place them on applet using the add method. And then what is the next step? What is the next step?
Adding listener.
Registering with the listener. So when you register with the listener, as I told you, add and the listener name. Every time out of habit, don't use add action listener. Fine, you have to be alert which listener have to be connected with. Since we have implemented item listener above, so here we have to register with item listener. Fine. All the 4 checkboxes are registered with item listener. Now, which method we have to use?
Item state changed.
Yeah, so now you have to understand the relation. For item event, for checkbox, it is item event. For item event, item listener. But then for item listener, which is the method? Item state changed. Fine. Look at the cases as well. S and C, capital. And then the reference of the item event is passed. As I told you, for convention, we make use of the initials IE. You can give any name. So once we have registered, sorry, in the item state change, we are just calling repaint. Okay, the program can be written in various ways. You may wonder why only repaint is called, because repaint in turn, it gives a call to paint method. So you have written actual code in the paint. This paint will be called by the repaint. So indirectly, we are defining all this in item state change only, this paint also. So what I'm going to do in the paint, first of all, message, first message is current state. It is going to be common irrespective of which whatever checkboxes we have checked. I'm going to display that current state here. Then second, how will I know whether the checkbox is selected or no? Which method we are using?
Get state.
Get state.
Get state method will tell us, it will return a Boolean value depending on whether the checkbox is checked or no. So it will return true value if the checkbox is checked. If not, it will return a false value. And accordingly, this message is going to store. The moment I am going to store that value in the MSG variable, I am going to display it. So my variable MSG has finished its work and now it is ready to take new value. We could have taken MSG 1, 2, 3, 4 variables also. But here we are using the same variable. It's like using the same container to pour different things. Fine. Same glass we are using to pour water, and then same glass we are using to pour mango shake, then chiku shake, etc. Fine. Anyway, so similarly, we are working with other checkboxes. Is it clear to you? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Anyway, so it's time now. All of you give your attendance quickly.